it's a special pleasure to continue with another amazing conversation on stage. So Ralph is at it again after the fantastic conversation he had earlier today with Yossi Vardi. He'll have another conversation with Steffi Czerny, who is the chairman of DLD. So please welcome both of you on board. And like Steffi, especially thanks a lot to you because you've been a strong supporter for Techsylvania. So she has been the person that made Yossi to come also.
Yes.
So you have hunted him down and many others. So I think you've been like coming to Cluj, and you've promised, I think, also to join us as Untold this year or next at Electric Castle.
And I have to say, I really love to come back here. Cluj is a wonderful place, and you're a wonderful audience. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming, Steffi. And Ralph, thank you very much for hosting another conversation after the fantastic one with Yossi this morning. I'm very much looking forward to learn more.
Should I go here? Sure. The problem is that we hardly can see you. Are you here? Can you clap a little, please? I'm still nervous sitting in front of you.
Salute! Where are you? Come on, let's hear you. Salute! Here's a young teenager, he's 14 years old. He's got out of school especially to come here today. Che mai faci? That's it, that's great. Now we're in for a special treat because we have somebody who has really done something really amazing. How many of you have a digital life? How many of you have...
Alex Shulgin has
Let's have a look.
digital
How many
life.
of you have a digital life? Not Second Life, a digital life. How many of you can't go to sleep at night without switching off your phone? That guy there, he has it all night in his ear like this. But ladies and gentlemen, Steffi Czerny, who is here from Munich, and it's a fantastic treat to have Steffi here at Techsylvania, because Steffi has done something really remarkable by creating DLD, Digital Life Design. How many of you have heard of DLD? Let's put the lights up. Let's have a look and see how many.
No.
No, forget that. Okay. So, Steffi, you started DLD going back
15 years.
15 years ago.
Almost 15 years.
You first did DLD Women in 2000.
2005.
2005.
Yeah,
and what your original idea to establish DLD was what?
You know, I started doing digital things in 95. 95 was just the beginning of the internet. Very few people knew about this strange new media. My old publisher, Hubert Börder, says, please go for me to Silicon Valley and find out what this internet means. This was 95. I had 4 kids. I had no idea about the internet, really no idea. But I thought, okay, let's go find it out. Let's be curious. And very early on, I met wonderful guys. I think I told you 2 years ago, I met people like Mark Andreessen, who just launched the internet Netscape, and then I met very early on people from Google, and so I grew a network. And after a while, I said, okay, these US guys, they have so good conferences like the TED conference. TED is an old conference. I think it started 93.
32 years ago.
Yeah, 32 years ago. And I attended the TED conference. I liked it very much. And I said, let's do it in Germany. Let's do it in Europe. And this was 2005. 2005, there was no Twitter, hardly wireless, hardly social networks. It was just the beginning of a new era.
And you were the one that got Mark Zuckerberg to come and speak at DLD when he only had 2 million users on Facebook.
True.
So today, 2.5 billion.
Yes.
You got him at 2 million.
Yes, it was very easy to convince him to come. And he was very shy on stage. He was stage frightened at best. He hardly could present. Yeah. And he was a shy young man. In the same year, I had a singer from New York on stage. She was the most politest person I ever met. She wrote me a letter, "Dear Steffi, this was a great thing in being in Munich. I really like to come back." And so guess who she was? Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga came to
Yes,
DLD.
Lady Gaga came to DLD. Nobody knew her then. Same with Mark Zuckerberg. Same with a guy who had a wonderful social network. And he said on stage, this was maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, "No, I never will sell my company, never ever." On stage, he said this. 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks later, he sold his company for $20 billion. Guess who he was? You know?
This is a good one. Anybody
Yeah.
guess? Let's see if they can guess. Which entrepreneur would have sold his company for near $20 billion? Not million, billion.
Jan Koum from WhatsApp.
What's up?
And these are many stories like this. What is the trick behind DLD? It's the trick of, or the art of bringing people together. Why I'm here? Because I want to know you. I want to see among you the next Mark Zuckerberg, the next Lady Gaga. And if you laugh and say, "Oh, she is crazy," I believe there is some here, one of you, who will have a big, big career. And I bet on it. And why do I think so? Because I'm sure it's that among you, someone of you is driven, extremely driven by one idea. And he or she is doing everything to make this idea happen.
You mean someone that's just really crazy?
Yeah, someone who is really crazy, who is amazingly strict and serious about it.
But is
who has-
Dusko Plata.
Dusko Plata?
Yeah.
What is this?
They know someone who's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. And we have to believe in these crazy ones. These young ones who don't fit in a framework, who don't fit in a pattern. This young guy, Sebastian, wasn't he great? He gave you wonderful advices, but he already is streamlined, he is polished, he knows what to do. I wish some of you are crazy, still driven. Please come to me and say, "I'm the one. I'm looking for you. I will invite you to DLD.
So, Steffi, the reason you came here to Techsylvania is because you've always had a strong belief in Romanian creativity, Romanian talent, Romanian
Food.
well, intellectual and gastronomic, no?
Alcohol. Romanian liquor is important too.
That's true, very important. But Steffi, in all of you see so many people, and you have a reputation for being one of the world's top connectors of people, an editor of people, where you find, for example, you found this incredible professor at New York University by the name of Scott Galloway, who wrote a great book, those of you that are interested, called 4, the figure 4, all about Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple.
Apple, of course.
But this guy has now become a phenomenon because of the talk he gives every year at DLD, talking about what makes a company good and what makes a company not good. How do you, when you see these people, and particularly young people, like the young people who come to Techsylvania, what are you looking for other than crazy?
I'm looking for this, as I said, for the drivenness, for the no compromises. I want to do my product. And now, why I'm here, why I've been last week in Serbia, why I'm going to Poland, I think that the next big thing comes out of Eastern Europe. I'm totally convinced, please quote me, that the hype and the drivenness of Silicon Valley is boring. They are the 4 horsemen, you mentioned it. They are so big, they're too big to be creative, to be really creative. I think we have in Europe, we have all advantages of being small and fast. We think, there are big 2 elephants in the room. It's China and it's America. So let's be fast and let's be quick and develop new things. Things who had not been thought about, who are totally new. And you are the ones. You are good educated. You have a wonderful city with the best university. I heard 24 banks are here in Cluj. I heard that there's a fantastic music scene. You have this great techno festival. These are all nodes for a network you have to take advantage of. You have to connect with Serbia, with Poland, with your neighbors. You have to make Europe great again. I think we should all, sorry, I talk too much.
No.
Yeah,
This is very important.
I think we need a moonshot. You are the one who is doing moonshot because we have no visions anymore. What is your vision? Become rich and influential. This is a bad vision. But you have to be. You have to do something for your society, for your country, for the world.
That's exactly right. So Steffi, you come from Munich. Munich in the bigger Germany is seen as a very distinctive city, but it's smaller than Berlin and it's smaller than Frankfurt. But yet there's a personality with Munich. And many people that live here in Cluj or live in Romania think, how can we ever be successful outside of Romania? Well, the answer is, of course you can. It's like, for example, I always think a good example today, how many of you have heard of a singer by the name of Ed Sheeran? Only that many? No, surely
Ed Sheeran
not.
is so cool.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
He had 20 songs in the top 20 in England last year. He's the biggest artist on Spotify. Do you know how he started? He started singing in a small little pub in Ipswich. Do you know what Ipswich is? It's nothing. It's much, much worse than any of the small towns in Romania, but he had the talent. You obviously have to believe in yourself.
Absolutely, and I believe in you. Ralph, you have to talk about what you do. You are one of my favorite experts in music. What are the latest trends in music?
Oh, the latest trends, let me think. The latest trends that also use technology in an interesting way. Well, virtual reality is a very important new movement. But the two people I like very much at the moment that are really doing incredible things, one is a Canadian called Drake.
Yeah.
Anybody know Drake? Yeah. That was M-E-H. Meh. Good. But also in visually, video, very, very important. Do you realize that what you could also be doing is if you have an idea that you want to teach to people, YouTube as a teaching mechanism, you can have, do you know that YouTube has got videos of people teaching that have over, 200-300 million views, maybe 500 million views. But what I was trying to get across was if you come from Cluj, your mayor is a former prime minister, president of the country. He's interested in developing things. How easy is it in Cluj to get funding for your company? What do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down to get easy funding? What do you say? Thumbs up, 2, 3, let's have a look. Well, no, some of you are not saying anything at all. I see this one woman is sitting with sitting on her hands. What did she say? What did you say there? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay, we'll have to try and find that out. So
you didn't try enough. Try again.
Try again.
Try again.
That's right.
The thumbs up should try again.
That's right. Failure.
Be persistent. Be persistent. Go on the nerves of these guys. You know, if you have a vision, show it to them. Sit in front of the door of them. Don't let him go or her.
That's right. If people say patasti, do you know what patasti means?
No.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
You can't be patasti. Not at all. That's not going to help.
Isn't it interesting that these two, the two of us, I think we are maybe among the youngest here in the room. Don't you think so? No. We have a lot of experience, and I really encourage you to trust some of the elder generation. It's not only about the young ones.
Right.
It's about the mixture. It makes
That's
a good network is a mixture a match between generations, interests, education, gender, and believe in this. Sebastian said this. If you have a quality, find someone who has not the quality but another one, and connect the unexpected. This makes a new thing, and this is important for the moonshots.
For the moonshots. Now, developing a moonshot, this is a phrase that's become quite well known, of doing something that people would say, that is ridiculous, you can't really think about that. It's not just about going to the moon, although there are moonshots about going to the moon. There's a very famous developer, thinker in Silicon Valley called Naveen Jain. He's developing something to take something to the moon. And, but you can have a moonshot in whatever field you're in. Let's say, for example, how many here love video games?
Some of you.
Not many, just a few. How many of you play video games on a regular basis? But if, as a lady, you should put your hand up like that. That's right, gamers. A lot of women are gamers. Very important. Do you know that the video game business on a global basis is bigger than the movie business? And you know, how many of you ever played esports?
It's coming.
It's coming. There's a gentleman that's here in the audience today, an incredible, creative leader by the name of Alexander Shulgin, who has been one of the big believers in esports. If you find him here in this room, where is he?
Come on
stage. Alexander Shulgin?
Come here.
Put your hand up, Alexander.
Come here. Let's Ralph. Come.
There he is. He's a real.
Alex, come on stage. We introduce you to Alex. This is DLD, by the way. Connect the unexpected.
That's great. Привет.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
Wow, you get feedback just by holding that woman.
Yeah.
Incredible. What talent you have.
Alex, how do you like Texylvania? How do you like Texylvania?
I'm impressed. I'm impressed of Transylvania. I'm impressed of the people. I'm impressed of the audience and the topics and the quality, speakers and the
Moderators.
and definitely I already want to discuss with Vlad about how we can make next Transylvania 2019 a little bit better. What is some idea I want to share with him, because I want to fall more and more in love with Transylvania.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you very much, Sasha. Sasha, so here's somebody who is involved in many different things. He's going to be giving a very fascinating talk tomorrow, all about blockchain that you cannot miss. It will really be amazing, but also esports. But the thing is this, we believe that here in Romania and in Cluj, there is somebody sitting in this audience today that has an idea or wants to do something that is really going to be world-beating. If you're sitting there thinking, no one from Cluj can do it, Jan Koum, the guy that created WhatsApp, was from Ukraine, went to work in Silicon Valley, and then got paid $19 billion by Mark Zuckerberg for WhatsApp. Of course, now he's no longer with the company, but even so, how many of you use WhatsApp? Isn't it incredible? So who would have thought someone from Ukraine sitting in his bedroom all alone, he didn't have enough money to buy even a hamburger, never mind a hamburger, just the bun, not even the meat inside the hamburger. This can happen here. So Steffi, all of the speakers and all of these interesting, unusual, crazy people that you find, what do you find is the common thread that drives them?
They're driven by their idea, and they're almost autistic. They don't look left and right. They're just in their vision, and they're able to make a vision into reality. And this is, I think, this from vision to reality without compromises, or very few compromises. This is the sign of a good founder, of a good visionary. And I think it's not only on a single founder. I really wish you that you share a vision. the beauty of Cluj, the beauty of Romania. And you have to, you're the ones who have to make this vision or make it happen, that the vision becomes reality, that it will be a hotspot, an international hotspot of innovation, creativity, and hotspot for the so-called creative class. And therefore, I'm here in Texylvania, I'm talking to Vlad, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. We have to create, to Alex Shulgin, we have to create a network, a very strong network for this great place.
So 2 things I'd just like to say. What I think Steffi is saying is, frate, ci suroi esti Marfa. Right? You know, people talk about there being a genius, but it's true, you can't be a genius if you don't have a scenius. What is a scenius? A scenius is a genius working with a team of people around him in a scene. And the scene and the genius is a scenius. So, can we find a scenius here in Cluj?
I'm totally sure.
Very good.
Let's go and look.
Let's go and have a look. So thank you very much. Please give Steffi Czerny a big round of applause. Thank you.
Ralph, Steffi, thank you so much for coming over and over again and believing in this ecosystem. It really means a lot. And again, like, I'm sure that they'll like chase you down and like prove you that we have a seniors here and some brilliant people in the audience.
Super.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sweeta.